Alright lads, here we're doing a video, very special video today. This, my dear friends, as you can see, is the iPhone 12. Okay, now I got this a couple days ago. I got this on the 21st, so I have a contract with this. Very nice deal I have. But the reason why I got it was I wanted to have a, I say, kind of like a backup main phone. So, and the reason for this is I'll explain later on in the video, because I don't know if many of you guys know, but recently Fortnite iOS came back out in the EU, but it's a little bit tricky to get it outside the EU, and the only way to do it is, you know, paid methods. But I'll explain to you how you guys do it later on in the video. But so let me give you guys a bit of a backstory. I have an iPhone 7 right here, as you guys can see, but however, this iPhone 7, I'll show you guys as well, has a really low iOS storage. Wrong one. I've got to about, the camera can focus. As you guys can see there, this has 15.8.2, which doesn't really work with Fortnite iOS, because you need like 16, iOS 16 point something. I can't remember what one it is exactly, but I know you need iOS 16, and this right here is on iOS 17.6.1, as you guys can see there. But listen lads, I'll tell you something. I have been enjoying this iPhone. Okay, I'm really happy with what I got, because firstly it has fast charge, which is kind of a deal breaker for me. I didn't know it would charge that quick. In like, I'd say in under 45 minutes, it goes from like being, I say like 20%, which is when I usually put it in charge, to like 50, 60, 70 at times almost, which is kind of ridiculous for an iPhone. Okay, but then it will start to slow down once you hit like 80%, obviously, which is normal. And the other thing why I like the iPhone 12 is because it will last me like 9 hours, which is like, because I go back to college in September, and I'm gonna need a separate device for when, what do you call it, for when I what's it called, for when I go back to college. I'm gonna need a separate device in case, you know, I lose one, or runs out battery or whatnot. And yeah, I do have a separate number on this as well. I have a contract with this. But this, it just feels so good to hold it in my hands, because I used to have an iPhone 11 and I had to swap out for the S22 Plus, because firstly was the battery. The second reason, when I was calling somebody I couldn't hear properly, and thirdly was probably the biggest reason, I think, would have been probably battery, because I went to replace the battery for the iPhone 11. So I went to Apple, I paid them the money, and then what happened afterwards was, for like momentarily the battery was good, but then I'd say like a month after, the battery was just completely depleted. It was draining like no tomorrow, bro, and it was crazy draining as well. However, with this one right here, this one lasts me, I said, 9 to 10 hours with playing games. This is with games, okay? This is not without. This is with games. It will last me 9 to 10 hours per day, okay? Depending on what I'm using. The second reason why I like iPhone, my biggest reason, is the camera. Listen, if you have iPhone, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The camera on these iPhones, brother. My goodness. The camera on these iPhones, I don't know what Apple did, but they did something. The camera on these iPhones, So imagine I have an S22 Plus, and the camera, as you guys can see, is pretty good. All right, but when I get the chance, I'm gonna switch to this, because this camera is just, oh my goodness, bro. This camera, let me show you guys as well. So this camera, if I place it properly. This camera, I don't know if you guys can see properly, which I don't think you can, but from when I'm looking at it, it's different. Okay. I now bear in mind I haven't used the camera yet. Okay, but I wasn't planning to get an iPhone in a long time because I have an iPhone 7. But then I realized, I was like, the iPhone 7 doesn't last that long. The iPhone 7 lasts me like, I said, an hour or two, and then it just goes. It just runs out of battery. So yeah, I had to get a new one. And I was, it's funny. I was thinking of get like a SE second generation because it was the cheapest at the time. And then I thought, oh, you know what? Why not just, So I went to talk to one of my friends. Okay, now this guy knows everything about Apple, by the way. He said it's better if you get iPhone 12. I said okay, but it might be a little bit expensive. He gives me like a fully priced to buy like 145. I was like, I think that's a little bit expensive. And then I thought to myself, why not just get contract? So that's what I did. I went to Carphone Warehouse, got a nice deal. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you how much it is for personal reasons, of course, but yeah, this iPhone right here is just mental. Okay, now I do at some point. I was selling this at some point. Okay, I'm gonna sell this 100%. My iPhone 7 is going because I don't really have a use for it anymore, because now I have this right here. Okay, the third reason why I like iPhone, you can chuck at it any game. This thing will go like a breeze, bro. I'm telling you, it will run like no problem. Because the reason for that is because in our days, okay, I'll give an example. Fortnite, yes, it's optimized for Android, but it's more optimized for iOS, because as many of you guys know, there's not too many iPhones coming out per year. I say like there's like 4 or 5 iPhones per year that's coming out. Okay, this year I believe there's like 4 or 5 iPhones plus some new AirPods being released as well, because there's gonna be like all the 16, the I think it's like the 16 plus, no, the normal 16. I think it's the 16 plus, the Pro and the Pro Max. Plus, then you have the SE 4th generation, which I think they're gonna release as well this year, if not next year. And then you'll have the AirPods as well. So it's not too many iPhones. And with the iPads, the newest iPad with the iPad Pro, I think it was the M4. I think it was like 13 or 12 or 13 inches, which is pretty big in my standards, but it's just one of them ones. But yeah, I think I was like, why not just do a review, and which is what I'm doing. And I've what's funny, I have had this phone for 2 days. Okay, and this thing will last the same as my S22 Plus, which is saying something. Okay, it is definitely saying something. It will last the same. Okay, and I've had, so I have guys which are my friends, okay, that their iPhones, and bear in mind back then I used to have iPhone 11, which didn't even wanna, I had to always bring a charger with me all the time. Obviously I'm still gonna bring a charger with me just in case, but I think I won't be using it that much. On the days that I don't charge it at night, yeah, okay, I'll probably use it, but if we're being real, even like I will use TikTok, YouTube, I'll play some games. The battery, it will just last, which is what I need it to do. It just lasts. I need that. I need it to last. Obviously, I'm not gonna switch to the iPhone 12 instantly because I still need Android. I think up until I get like an Android tablet or something, then and only then will I make the switch to iOS, have an iPhone, but also have an Android tablet. Then and only then when I make the switch. But right now, I don't think I want to make the switch because I don't really I want to have both iOS and Android, but I don't have an Android tablet right as of right now, and I don't think I'll be getting one anytime soon. Um, because most of the newer, the newer gen, what do you call it? The newer gen Android tablets, they're not cheap in a sense. They're like £800-900, which I don't even have right now. Which is kind of it's just one of them ones. You know what I mean? But that I just it's funny. Let me explain to you guys something. Okay, there will be times where I will hate iPhone, but then there will be times where I love it. Okay, iOS for me is like a love-hate relationship. I love it, but sometimes I also hate it. Same thing with Android. So sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it. Just the way it is. Okay. Here's another thing with iOS. I don't know if you guys realized, but I tested the Wi-Fi on both my Android and my iOS, and for some reason, my iPhone 12, the internet is quicker. Not by like a lot, but it's still pretty. It's faster than the S22 Plus, which is what I realized. Which is it's kind of insane. Okay, now I tell you what I do in this phone. So most of the time, I'm either playing games on TikTok, YouTube, okay, or Discord, or Instagram or whatnot, and this thing will last like a breeze. But I will have it charged to 100%, and it will not deplete from 100 until like I say like an hour after, and then it will start going down slowly, but then like 8 hours later it will be on like 23%, which will be kind of. I was not expecting this from this iPhone 12. I'm not gonna lie, that was unexpected. If you guys know what I mean, I was not expecting that. Okay, um, but yeah, guys, it's just I was really surprised with this iPhone because I went into thinking, oh, iPhone, it's iPhone, probably not gonna last, but it did really, really surprise me with how long this phone lasts. It surprised me a lot with how good this phone is and the capabilities it has, and all the games that I've chucked at this phone that I have ran just runs perfectly, no lags. Okay, I'm not saying my Android it can't play games properly because it can. It's an S22 Plus. It plays games. It plays Fortnite like a breeze. I could play Fortnite for like the difference. Okay, I'll tell you something. The difference between my iPhone and Android is I can chuck a game at this. I haven't tested Fortnite. Okay, yet I will test it when I get the chance. Will probably be next month, which when I will get the paid method to get Fortnite. And the way you do that, I'm gonna explain to you now. So basically, there's two ways. You either get Apple Developer Account, which is really expensive, £79 or 99, something like that. For me, it would be 79, or you can get a different method using the what's it called, the Silas or whatever you want to call that. I can't. Bro, I just butchered that name, but it's kind of it. They have their own Apple Developer Account, but they have Fortnite. You just pay £20 a year. You pay £20 a year, and then from there you just sign Fortnite into the thing, and then done. It just works off the bat straight away. It just works instantly, and I will probably get that next month because right now I don't have the kind of money to be doing that right now, which says a lot. Okay, but next month I will definitely I will definitely have it, and you guys will see more. You guys will definitely see Fortnite streams coming, 100%. Definitely. It will probably be like later on in the night, but you guys will definitely see streams. on the Twitch channel, of course, because I don't stream on YouTube. But yeah, lads.